This is embarrassing. I am sorry. Underdog dropped two new tournaments. We're hopping in them. This is the Golden 2. This is a $10 buy-in, 5,600 player pool, single entry, $50,000 prize pool. We're going to hop in. Hopefully we don't mess it up because you only get one shot in this tournament. And we already messed up this live stream by managing to mute ourselves, but it is what it is. We get pick 12. We deserve pick 12 for the debacle of muting ourselves early on. And yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get this going. Underdog drops 2 new tournaments in a day. Of course, we're going to have to hop in. Of course, we're going to have some fun in these. And yeah, I'm happy to draft with y'all. We have some familiar names in this draft, of course. We got Dennis out here at pick 6. Happy to draft against you. Daniel out here, pick 9. So someone has to take one for the team. But pick 12 is not much better, to be honest. Aaron coming out says pick 2. Suck it, Cade. Well, happy to see you at pick 2, Aaron. Eli asking if 12 or 9 is better. For me, I think 9, 10, 11, 12 are all about the same. Personally. Because personally, I think the 3-4 turn looks about the same for pretty much any of these teams in this range. And really looking at round 1, I just think that there's a clear tier of the top 8 guys this year. Like if I can get Brees at 8, I'm freaking pumped. Where at 12, you just don't get the option. Tresner, pick 2, baby. Yes, I always get 9, 12, and 8. But thank you so much for everybody coming out. Saram says, Legend, hope you're all right, mate. Getting all ready to battle the Ironman. Yes, sir. It is coming up quickly. The Ironman's in 8 days. I fly out to France tomorrow. So we'll stream tomorrow morning for everybody, but this will be the longest that I have ever gone without an Underdog Fantasy draft in the summer. Of course, since before Underdog was a thing. So since maybe like 2019. So it's going to be really tough for us. Y'all know I'm going to miss these drafts a ton. I'll have some videos that come out while we are in France. But the main focus that we're going to have is make sure we don't crash and burn on the mountain and make sure that we don't drown in the ocean. Okay. Dennis says, how do you get a badge? I've drafted over 150 teams and I don't have one. Unless I'm mistaken, I think you get a badge first when you draft 250 teams. We're going to take Garrett Wilson, and then once we take Wilson, I don't know what we're going to do. Dear God. The issue is Harrison and London will have a lot of overlap. Honestly, I don't know. F it. Who cares? Let's take Harrison. We haven't drafted him a ton. I don't like this start at pick 12, but last time when we reached on a running back here at the beginning of round 2, it felt like we just got absolutely crushed for doing so. So we're gonna go wide receiver out the gate. I don't feel good about it. A lot of times we'll mix in one of those late round 2 wide receivers, so we have a unique pair here with Garrett Wilson at the 1-2 turn. But we'll try to find some uniqueness later on with this team. Okay. Never mind. It looks like you have to do 500 drafts to get a black badge and then 1,000 drafts to get a red. So I'm sorry. I thought it was 250, 500. Looks like I'm way off, my friend. But Jamie says, got to do a draft while running the Ironman. If it was in the United States, I would, my friend. But Underdog's not in France, so sadly, we're not going to be able to. And yeah, the Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and then a marathon. So we're excited. The France one has the most elevation gain of any Ironman in the world on the bike. It's just all mountains the entire time. And have I ever biked up or down a mountain? No, I have not. So I am just really hoping I don't crash. That's my main thing. And this is currently the Golden 2 to be exact. So you only get one shot. Let's try not to ruin the team. And let's try to take this tournament down. Duke asking if we can do this length. I don't know, my friend. Well, we'll find out together. I mean, the worst case scenario, if I can't do the length of it, right? I fall down running, who cares, right? If I get to the marathon and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm freaking dead. I've been doing this for 12 hours. I can't go on any further. And I fall down. I don't really care about that. What I'm scared of is I'm scared of going 40 miles an hour down the mountain on a bike that I've rented, not even my own. And then all of a sudden we're supposed to be making some sharp turn. I don't do it. I run into the railing. I mean, in Ironman, Texas, like a month ago, someone just died from a bike crash. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about being out in the ocean and then being a mile away from the shore and then all of a sudden realizing, oh crap, I can't swim any further. I'm not worried about just generally not having the stamina to get it done. I'm worried about like something going wrong, like a crash or a drowning, to be honest. Okay. Now we have Chart Cup going off 26, 27. So it looks like this draft is pushing up receivers a considerable amount, where you have Olave through DJ Moore here, about an 11 pick span of only wide receivers in this room. So if this is going to be a continued trend that we have through the rest of this draft, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world that we decided to go Harrison instead of Taylor there at pick 13. Diggs goes at 28 as well. So it looks like the running backs falling are Achane and Kyren Williams, where Achane does go off the board at 29. Will be interesting to see how far you get Kyren falling. You'll know, and Malik Neighbors goes 31. You'll know I will mix in a considerable amount of builds here at the 3-4 turn with an elite level quarterback. Okay. And now that y'all are pointing out how often I say do, I'm starting to realize it a little more. Josh Allen goes 32. Carved Muffin on the clock. Carved Muffin has crushed us in these drafts for quite some time. Was interested to see what they were going to do. They pair up Taylor with Pittman. Tank Dell goes at 34. This team went running back out the gate with Gibbs and Barkley. So I'd be very surprised if we see them take a running back here, which they don't. They take Travis Kelce. So I'm sure y'all have seen me a million times now go through and take an elite level quarterback, take someone like Jalen Hurts, take someone like Lamar Jackson here. I will continue to take an insane amount of elite level QBs. It's going to be something I do for pretty much the entire offseason. However, I think we probably want to be going with an elite level quarterback here at the 3-4 turn when we decide to start 3 receivers out the gate. Specifically, when we're going to go Kyren Williams here at pick 36, which I think we have to do. I think the upside for Kyren, even though I didn't draft him last year, trust me, I wish I drafted him. I felt what it feels like to not draft Kyren Williams, and it doesn't feel great. But when we go Kyren here at 36, I'm going to be a little less likely to go with the elite level QB. So we're going to swing this around with Zay Flowers. And I'm going to be very interested to see what that team at 11 does. Who goes Gibbs, Barkley, Kelce, Mahomes. We've shown the historical data over the past 3 years. If you have not selected a wide receiver in the first 4 rounds of your underdog draft, you're pretty much screwed. GG, you're done. You have no shot to win anything. But of course, just because that's been what's happened over the past 3 seasons, that's not necessarily a guarantee of what's going to happen this year. So will be interesting to see what that team at 11 is able to do. But we can operate under the baseline level assumption that they are going to be forced to slam wide receivers here at the 5, 6, and most likely 7, 8 turn as well. Okay. Henry says the hate for Kyren is real, which honestly I kind of like, just because I didn't draft Kyren at all in round 2. So now that we're getting Kyren Williams this late in drafts, I feel like, okay, the upside clearly is there. We saw it this past season. Yes, you have your red flags with the injury. Yes, Blake Corum. Yes, the fact that he is not a running back with a ton of pedigree. But based on what we saw last year, I think you have the ceiling. Yes, you have the red flags, but I'll consistently mix them in here at the 3-4 turn, especially if we're balancing our exposures from not drafting them too often early in the offseason. Okay. Henry says, when was the last time we saw the number 2 running back go so low a year later? I don't know. It would be interesting to do that. I'm going to do that research, my friend. Henry, I would love, I know this may be asking a lot. It may be asking a ton, to be honest. But it would just remind me it would be perfect, and I could for sure do the historical research for a video for this. If you just go ahead and if you shoot me a DM on Discord, if you DM me on Discord, just that exact question, copy and pasted, my friend, I'd be for sure not going to forget that. Okay. I'll smooth this over. BP says, are you going to do the golden draft tonight? Single entry will be closed tomorrow. Yes, sir. This is the golden draft right now. Now, that team at 5, I am in absolute love with. They go Jefferson Adams out the gate. They go Achane at 29. They get the my favorite stack in drafts right now. They go Lamar and Andrews at the 4-5 turn. So, yes, I love what that team did at 5. I think OMG has a super interesting build there where they get Derrick Henry at 42 as well. OMG, longtime member of the Flock's, been out here crushing us for years now. Gets Kincaid. I love that value, especially on this build here at 55. I'm sure that the Josh Allen team is pissed, but yeah, you got to take Kincaid at 55 almost no matter what. So yeah, I love that team at 7. I love that team at 5. I like it more than our team. I'm fine with our team based off the Kyron value that we got, but it is interesting. And then we see the team that took Allen opt to go with Kyle Pitts here. Obviously, steam that they didn't get Kincaid, where I'm assuming that they were hoping they would. So Carved Muffin decides to pass on Anthony Richardson. It makes sense. While, yes, they have Pittman. While, yes, they have Taylor. They also already took Jalen Hurts. So we're in a spot where we more likely than not want to at least grab one wide receiver. However, with that being said, I really do like the upside that we're going to get from Anthony Richardson. Yes, we don't have him stacked up. I prefer the Anthony Richardson stack, but we still have options of Josh Downs, A.D. Mitchell a little later on. And most importantly, I think you are fine with the naked Richardson just because of the rushing upside that he gives you. So you could see a massive spike week coming when you need it, where he just goes out and he has 80 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Afterwards, I think in a vacuum, Rachaad White's probably a much stronger pick than Xavier Worthy or Calvin Ridley. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go with Xavier Worthy here at pick 61. Probably a little too aggressive. I get it. I probably should only be doing this when we have Mahomes. But I don't know. Maybe this is like the Family Guy meme where it's like, oh, anything could be in the box. We have no idea what Xavier Worthy is. But I mean, if we are looking at Calvin Ridley with how he just flamed out last year with Trevor Lawrence under center, and all of a sudden, I mean, you are getting worse quarterback play this next season. I think I'm going to be a little more willing to go with the upside of the round 1 wide receiver talent on what can be perceived as a pretty thin depth chart with the best quarterback in the NFL. Of course, hook 'em horns. It doesn't hurt us that this is someone that we want to be rooting for our Texas Longhorns, but it is what it is. And yes, I saw what Team 11 did. Team 11 goes ahead. They take Jameson at 62. They also took David Montgomery at 59, right? So Team 11 is a wild person. Team 11 is going to do what they're going to do. And I don't necessarily think that we need to be freaking out going, oh my gosh, they took Jameson. Once they take that stance in round 5, going David Montgomery when they clearly need a receiver, you kind of understand, yes, they're off the board and they probably will be a crazy drafter through the rest of this. Okay. Now, Kenneth Walker off the board at 70. Love the Kenneth Walker value. I really like the Rachaad White value as well. I mean, like I said, I think in a vacuum, you can make an argument that Rachaad White, Kenneth Walker are better picks than Xavier Worthy. It's just difficult for us to be able to pull the trigger there where we take the elite quarterback. We already have Kyron. But if you're that team there at 3 where you took 4 receivers out the gate, or you're that team at 6 where you took 4 receivers through the first 5 rounds, yeah, you are in a perfect spot to go Rachaad White or Kenneth Walker here late round 6. I mean, it fits your construction beautifully. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and yes, we are. This is what I'm going to try to start doing to make it easier for y'all to know what tournaments we are getting in, I'm just going to put the total cost of the draft in the title. So we're going to do the $10 Golden, and we're going to do a $25 Best Ball Mania tonight. What I'm also going to do for y'all right now, just because I love you so much, is something that we did last year. So let's get the text out. Let's get the buy-in in. Bam. $10. Let's find a good font here together. We'll go Comic Sans. Why not? Why not? Bam. We'll get this. We'll throw it down here. That way, y'all will always know what draft we are in. Okay, is that too small for y'all to be able to see what it is? Okay, can y'all see that? Let me know. Okay. Now, Joe Burrow off the board at 75. Obviously, makes a ton of sense for the team that took Jamar Chase. Sometimes you will get Burrow falling even further down. I mean, we saw Joe Burrow going round 9 the other day, but I mean, Burrow in round 7 still feels absolutely great. Keon Coleman, I have noticed sliding just a bit in these drafts where there was a good stretch where Keon was going mid-round 6. We got it's good. It's good. Put it on the other side. We'll throw it on the other side for you. Just because you asked so nicely. My thing is, I want you to be able to still tell the players that were drafted. Like, can you still tell that DeAndre Hopkins was drafted there? Like, is that covering up Hopkins or Brian Thomas too much? Ladd McConkey falls just a bit as well. I almost did the do thing, but what is that from? Do. I'm trying to think. I think I know that from. I'm getting that from somewhere subconsciously. I don't know exactly from what, but it's coming from somewhere. Okay, Najee goes to 82. Rashee Rice off the board. Clearly, we want to go ahead. We want to take Kyler Murray here so we can package him up with Harrison. Once we go Kyler, I think we're in a spot where we can pretty much do anything. Obviously, it's going to be a team where we draft 3 tight ends regardless, so I'm not really too inclined to go Jake Ferguson here once we already miss out on the elite tight ends. We're going to go Kyler here at 84. And then we'll go Deontay Johnson at 85. The thing is, once we go Deontay, we are putting ourselves in a little bit of a hole at running back, only having Kyron through the first 8 rounds. Not a big deal whatsoever. I just think it's going to be a little more of a unique build where typically you are going to see Kyron go mid-round 7. I don't think you'll have too many opportunities to take him where we get him. So let's take Deontay Johnson there at pick 85. And now at receiver, we have Wilson, Harrison, Flowers, Worthy, Deontay. Quarterback, we have an unstacked Anthony Richardson. We have Kyler stacked up with Harrison. And we have running back room with Kyler. Well, let me see. That's where I'm getting it from. I'm getting it from Nardward, who I haven't seen too much of, but yeah, that's the thing. The just to let y'all know, little thing about me, and it's embarrassing. I know probably have a lot of people in this live stream that are going to think less of me for this. I don't want to say my favorite artist ever, but one of my favorite people ever, especially my favorite rapper ever, is Lil Uzi Vert. I've liked a lot of like SoundCloud rappers over the past. I don't really listen to any new SoundCloud music, but like the SoundCloud era music from like 2017, 2018, 2019 time period. I liked a lot of like those crappy SoundCloud rappers, but the one guy that has stuck with me forever that I still love is Uzi. Like I freaking love Lil Uzi so damn much. Y'all don't know. But yeah, so I think the only Nardward, maybe I've seen like 2 or 3 Nardward interviews, but I've definitely seen the Lil Uzi one where he goes, do. Okay. James says, please don't talk about rap. Your taste in rap music is teen. I figured y'all weren't going to like it. BP says, I saw you more of a, oh, okay, y'all are really going to flame me here. BP says, I saw you more as a Morgan Wallen kind of guy. Okay, my friend. Now, we already have the rap people hating us for our bad taste in rap. Now let's get the country people hating us. I love Morgan Wallen too. Okay. I know it's basic. I know people are going to clown on us for saying this. I am literally wanting to go to a Morgan Wallen concert in late July. BP already knew. See it from a mile away. But those are literally like my two favorite peeps. Okay. Joey says those SoundCloud and Pokemon Go days were great. Okay, y'all are hitting all my go-tos. Y'all have no idea how much I love Pokemon. I think it's a common thing for people to like Pokemon when they were little. Obviously, I was in the Pokemon era where it was a Squirtle, Charizard, Bulbasaur. I don't know any of the newest Pokemon, but that was my era of Pokemon. I still stand by. I think aesthetically, they are the most well-designed things ever. Like, I literally went to the mall today to return some stuff for my girlfriend, and I will see if I can get this video up for y'all. Maybe I can just show it on the screen real quick. I sent it in my family group chat because they all make fun of me because I liked Pokemon when I was little. Which, to me, it was cool. I don't know why they're making fun of me from it. But I literally sent them a massive video of me in this Pokemon store with all little Pokemon stuffed animals. I was like, and I titled it, I was like, they're all coming to France with me. So I was like, won't make it to France. Have died and gone to heaven with all the little Pokemon things. But yeah. Okay, Benson, Dobbs off the board. So here, obviously, we are looking at running back. I mean, wide receiver is not too much of a priority when we already have 5 of these guys. Mike Williams goes, we're hoping that this team right before us goes wide receiver. They go Jared Goff, not going to impact us at all. We can't go with another quarterback. Bowers is too much of a value not to take here. We don't have a tight end yet. I think we're going to go ahead. We'll pull the trigger on a running back. A Singletary, Brian Robinson. It is up to you. Singletary gets a massive contract, obviously super thin depth chart going over to what should be a really bad offense, but you are getting him in around 10, so it's kind of priced in that he's not a great running back. It's not a great offense, but you're getting cheap volume. So let's go ahead and let's take him in. And yeah, so far, honestly, I kind of like what we just got at the turn. Now at wide receiver, we have Wilson, Harrison, Flowers, Worthy, Deontay. Running back, we have Kyron and Singletary. Tight end, we have Brock Bowers, and quarterback, we are rolling with Anthony Richardson and Xavier Worthy. Okay. So let's move this over. Marcus says, been smashing Bowers as tight end too. Raphael called, we were going to go Bowers, Singletary. My thing with Bowers is obviously he's a great tight end prospect. I just don't know how much of his ADP is a result of what Sam Laporta and Dalton Kincaid did last year. By the way, Dalton Kincaid wasn't really great. I mean, Dalton Kincaid, it's not like he turned out to be a league winner. Like, Sam Laporta was the best rookie tight end that we have ever seen. Ever. No, nobody's come close to the season outside of Pitts. Pitts came close, but I mean, honestly, Pitts didn't even come close. Sam Laporta put up the best rookie tight end season we've ever seen. Nobody's come close. I don't know if that's fueling some of the hype for Brock Bowers, Ben Sinnott. My baseline right now is I think Bowers is such a good prospect that the Bowers price point's fine. I think some of the hype that you are getting for Ben Sinnott in Washington, I think some of that is fueled off of recency bias with how good these rookie tight ends just were. Because you go back to the long-standing rule in fantasy football that's worked, it's applied for years and years and years, that you don't draft rookie tight ends. But Raphael says Laporta only barely had 1,000 yards. Okay, here's what I'm going to do for you, my friend. Let me pull this up so we can defend how good Sam Laporta was this past year. Coming from someone who wasn't smart enough to draft Sam Laporta. Oh, trust me. I wish I was smart enough to have him, but I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. Sam Laporta was him last year. We're going to pull up the best tight end seasons for rookies from a points per game perspective that you've had since the year 2000. Okay. So the best season that you had before Sam Laporta was Kyle Pitts at 10.9 points per game. Then it was Aaron Hernandez at 10.1. Then it was Rob Gronkowski at 9.8. And nobody else was like close to 7. Then let's go ahead and let's pull up what Sam Laporta did last season. So like 10.1 is essentially the baseline of what you're trying to beat. I'm sorry, 10.9 from Kyle Pitts. Let's just pull up his entire stat line. Sam Laporta in the regular season, 86 receptions, 10 receiving touchdowns, about 900 receiving yards. You add on in the postseason, 21 receptions, 176 receiving yards, and the receiving touchdown. Laporta was the best rookie tight end pretty much ever. Okay. A.D. Mitchell goes. Obviously, A.D. Mitchell was going to be in play for us with Anthony Richardson. Let's move this around. I will continue to be the clown of the drafts. And I will take Nick Chubb here at pick 132. Should we do it? No. But it is what it is. And we'll follow it up with Josh Downs so we can have some correlation here with Anthony Richardson. But yeah, what I have nightmares about when I go to sleep at night is I have nightmares that someone's going to go, wait, how much Nick Chubb has Mason drafted? And they're going to look at drafts over the past month. They're going to add up the amount of drafts that we have done and drafted Nick Chubb. And yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. I don't know if I'd be able to take the embarrassment, but it is what it is. We'll take someone with one leg here at pick 132. But I would say Nick Chubb probably has more talent in one leg than a lot of these other running backs have in their entire body at this point. Okay. Henry says this team is making the playoffs. I'm ooh, thank you. Thank you for the vote of confidence, my friend. Frank says if Nick Chubb only misses the first 2 to 3 games, I take it as an easy win. Oh, 100%. If Nick Chubb only misses the first month of the season, Nick Chubb is a smash pick here at 132. If Chubb misses only the first month, 132, immaculate. I am perfectly fine drafting him after Darnell Mooney. The issue is what happens if Nick Chubb misses half the season? Right? That's the issue. Casey says Chubb continues to fall further and further and further down these drafts. Mason yesterday, my friend, I say this. I've said this every single day for a month, and I've been the idiot taking him every single day for a month. Dylan says I had Laporta on my 10,000 team last year, so thank you. I would love to take credit for it, my friend, but that's all you. Congrats, my friend. Okay. Now we have Chandler Stafford off the board. We have a super well-balanced team, right? We're not sitting here stressing that we need a singular position. So I do really like that we put ourselves in this spot. Really, the only thing that we'd be sweating is we want to see quarterbacks get drafted. We have Richardson. We have Kyler. We went like with a pseudo bully QB strategy. So be nice to get more of these guys off the board. We'll see if they go. But Dylan says, how many videos will we see while you are in France? I have 4 videos in the tank right now. We recorded 4 videos before we went. Monday, there will be a wide receiver draft strategy video. We have a tight end draft strategy video that probably won't come out for a week. I don't even know what the other 2 videos were. We have a video where we dive into the Houston Packers and Chiefs wide receiver cores. And we have a video comparing running backs at separate ADPs. So we have 4 videos. If I'm in France, I'm going to bring my setup to record. I'm going to make an entire vlog as well while we're there. But if we're in France and we can, I'll probably record some additional rankings videos and get some updated rankings out now that we've actually had the chance to sit down in a bunch of these drafts. And hopefully the updated rankings can help. Can y'all let me know, was there any Dallas news today? Is there a reason Rico Dowdle falls 16 picks past ADP? Please spam the chat. Let me know, am I missing something? It is very much possible that I don't know what's going on. It's very much possible that there's a reason Rico Dowdle's fallen this far. Spam the chat. Let me know if there is. These would be like the 3 names I'm probably looking at. I don't see anybody. Nami says Cam Akers signed yesterday. Really? Other people saying no news. We're going to go Dowdle, and then looking at Algier Polk. I know this is like a crappy tiebreaker and we shouldn't use this and we should probably ignore it. But we're already sitting here with 4 rookie pass catchers on this team. We already have Harrison, Worthy, Downs, Bowers. Plus, we're also sitting here with Nick Chubb, who's probably not going to give us much production at the beginning of the season. We are already back halving that production. So I don't know if we need to go and double down and take another rookie receiver that obviously has the upside for the second half of the year, but we already have a lot of that throughout this roster. So we'll go ahead. We'll take Tyler Algier. I'm completely fine with Algier at this price, considering what we've seen from him in Atlanta over the past few seasons. And I think worst case scenario, we are getting a premium handcuff back. But remember, I mean, you did have Cordell Patterson leave, so maybe there are some raw opportunities available. Okay. Now let's move this over. We have Wilson, Harrison, Flowers, Worthy, Deontay at wide receiver, and Josh Downs. Running back, we have Kyron Williams, Devin Singletary, Nick Chubb, Rico Dowdle, Tyler Algier. Quarterback, we have Anthony Richardson stacked up with Josh Downs. We have Kyler Murray stacked up with Marvin Harrison Jr., and we have Bowers at tight end. So pretty well-balanced team. Kind of like it. Dylan says, you should take credit on the team, Mason. I only wanted thanks to your advice on stacks. CD with Dak and Evans with Baker. Well, congrats, my friend. Super, super pumped for you. I just didn't want to take credit for you winning 10,000 by drafting Sam Laporta, because I know I wasn't helping anybody find Laporta, but congrats and super happy for you again. Okay, so let's see. Dylan says, are we in the point of the year in which we have 2 drafts just automatically, or is there, we still need to hit 300 likes in the stream? Oh, 100%. Wait, we need to hit 300 likes in the stream, my friend. Yeah, if we hit 300 likes in the stream, we'll fire up another draft after this. So if you have not done so already, go down there, drop a like on this live stream. And if not, if this is a one draft kind of night, we will just see you in the morning. See you in the morning. Okay. Duke says, I'm just saying, Bo Nix, Troy Franklin is the CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. We'll see, my friend. Well, we will see. I personally have not taken a lot of Franklin. I think his new ADP is a lot more appealing than his old ADP. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, yes. And by the way, once we make our round 18 pick, I am bouncing if we don't have 300 likes. I'm not sitting here to watch other people take, God knows, Josh Reynolds in round 18. I don't need it. Well, we're here until pick 204. 204. Big Zoni says Mims over Franklin. I'm not going to fault you at all for going Mims over Franklin, where previously you were seeing Franklin go over Mims every single time. Now I think that they are a little bit closer. I think the range of outcomes with those two guys are relatively similar. So, okay. Ray Davis off 171. Ray Davis falls a considerable amount in this draft, which is interesting. I mean, right after the NFL draft, obviously, is going much earlier than this. Adam Thielen off the board at 172. Chuba Hubbard goes. Let's swing this back around. Malachi Corley, I know we were talking about maybe having too many rookie pass catchers on this team, but I think Malachi Corley would be interesting because we did take Garrett Wilson, but he goes 176. Carved muffin on the clock. They're all in on the Packers and Eagles here. They have the Hurts, A.J. Brown stack. They have the Love, Reed, Dobbs, Musgrave onslaught. Juwan Johnson goes. I would have taken Juwan if you had made it this far. Michael Wilson, obviously going to be a no-brainer for this team where we have Kyler. I think we could take a 6th running back if we really wanted to, especially since it's a slimmer tournament overall. Let's think through this. So if we go, we're going to have to go 2 more tight ends no matter what. So if we go with an additional running back here, we're only taking 7 total receivers. Those 7 receivers would be Wilson, Harrison, Flowers, Worthy, Deontay Downs, Michael Wilson. I don't know if we can get away with that. I know we're going to need another tight end regardless, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take Noah Fant. If you look at the expected range of outcomes from what you've had with Noah Fant at his age and looking at the previous season as a gauge, not great. I mean, Noah Fant does not look to be on a trajectory where we can be confident that he is going to be great this next season. But I liked him as a prospect a ton. He was decent back in the day in Denver. And what a big thing is here with Noah Fant is this a tight end that the Seattle Seahawks decide to pay. If it wasn't for the Noah Fant contract and how much money he is getting paid in Seattle, I probably would be willing to just overlook him entirely. But based off that contract, I think it may be a little bit tougher to do. Okay. JB says, hey, Mason, who do you think is on this year's Madden cover? Just saw a supposed leak showing Joe Burrow. Full transparency, I wouldn't be able to tell you who was on the Madden cover a single season over the past 10 years. Actually, that's a lie. I remember at one point seeing Tom Brady on the Bucs on the Madden cover. I don't know what year that was. But I am not the guy to ask about Madden covers. I have no idea. I would say it'd be very surprising if it was Burrow. Don't they usually pick a guy who's coming off a great season? So, Raphael says should be CJ. To be honest, with the Twitch streamer that wears the CJ Stroud jersey, with Sketch wearing the CJ Stroud jersey, it's such good publicity. Stroud's a rookie, super exciting. Get the hype of Diggs going over there. I think Stroud would be a phenomenal Madden cover. Steven says CMC. CMC would be a pretty good one. The Fit Down podcast says, I don't think Brady was on the cover. I'm almost positive I've seen my little brother play a Madden game with Tom Brady and the Bucs on the cover. Let me pull this up. Madden covers by year. Madden 2022 MVP edition. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes both on it. 2021, you had Lamar Jackson. 2020, you had Mahomes. 2019, Antonio Brown. 2018, Tom Brady. 2017, Gronk. 2016, Odell. God, I loved Odell when he was in New York. Richard Sherman in 2015. Barry Sanders in 2014. Calvin Johnson, 2013. The funniest Madden cover ever. And I actually played this Madden. Peyton Hillis, 2012. The Madden I probably played the most growing up was Madden 11 with the Drew Brees cover. I think Madden 11 was the Madden I played the most. Looking at all these old covers, the one that I've seen the most on like... Oh, it looks like all the really old Maddens, like the ones in the 90s, actually had Madden on it. They didn't use players. Okay. Tyreek would be a good Madden cover as well. Yes, and hit that like button. If we hit 300 likes before we make our selection at 205, we will fire up another draft. I'll give you all some time. We'll sit here. We'll go, ooh, what do we want at pick 204? We'll sit here and we'll act like we're really thinking about it for a second, but go down there, hit that like button. I think we want to take Zay Jones, just go with the full Arizona onslaught. Maybe if it was Best Ball Mania, if it was a super large field contest, we go, okay, you don't need this many guys from a singular offense, but it is what it is. I think we can afford it. But we'll let it run. We'll let it run all the way down. And then we got to figure out our next tight ends. I typically want to take a tight end that's not going to get drafted in every single one of these. Maybe we go like Greg Dulcich. I mean, obviously, it's not a super exciting pick. It is what it is. Honestly, I don't mind mixing in Dawson Knox either. So we got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. I will pull this up on my phone to double check, and I'll drop a like on my phone too. To be honest with y'all, likes I don't really think help in the algorithm anymore like they used to a few years ago. But it's just a gauge of like, do we actually want another draft? Looks like we do not hit it, ladies and gentlemen, even with me hitting the like button. So we're calling it. Appreciate you. I will be live tomorrow night. We're going to have to change the title to a $10 draft. But thank you so much for everything. And I forgot to say, this is Underdog Fantasy. So we're draft every single day. If you're not going to draft with us, you can find that link in the description, comment section, live chat. Code FLOCK, get you hooked up with a 50% deposit bonus up to $250. Plus, you'll get a special pick'em, something like Luka Doncic more than less than half a total points. And at the same time, Underdog is available in damn near every state. But thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate you. Probably be live at around 10 or 11 tomorrow morning, and we'll fire up some more drafts.